I'm Julia Cox, and I'm going to be talking about the disease called cystic fibrosis. So cystic fibrosis is a genetic illness that causes problems like a buildup of mucus in the lungs and blockage in the intestines. So there's a new movie out called 5 Feet Apart. It's about two cystic fibrosis patients, Will and Stella, that live in the hospital together. Cystic fibrosis patients are supposed to remain 6 feet apart, but these two patients are in love and they keep pushing the boundaries and the rules for CF. That's why the movie is titled 5 Feet Apart. Cystic fibrosis, also known as CF, affects the patient's daily life, the patient's family, and the patient's future. This is relevant because if both parents are carriers of the genetic code, then the child has a 1 in 4 chance of having CF. CF is the most common life-threatening genetic disease. My brother of 16 years, he's had CF his whole life, so I've grown up around this disease. So first is the patient's everyday lifestyle, and then second is the toll that it takes on the patient's family, and it also has an impact on the patient's future. So CF is a common pediatric disease. It's also called 65 roses because most kids can't pronounce cystic fibrosis properly. Cystic fibrosis affects the patient's daily life. My brother Owen said, "It's not difficult for me now because I'm healthy, but other patients have it rough because they're very sick." So this can make sports difficult because they're not always in the best health to participate. And it can also make going to school difficult because they have to take so many pills and they have different treatments that they have to do every day. And then hanging out with friends can be difficult too. So this is my brother's nebulizer treatment. He has to do this twice a day, and it helps clear out his lungs and the mucus so that he can breathe and stay healthy. So on the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation website at cff.org, it says, when there is more than one person with CF in your school, it is essential that they keep a minimum of 6 feet apart or 2 meters from each other. This is because cystic fibrosis patients, they have a weaker immune system, and so the spread of bacteria can really hurt them. So the common cold can have serious damage on them, whereas with us, it's easier for us to overcome it. Now that we've discussed the patient's daily life, let's talk about the toll that it takes on the patient's family. Author Vath Dunn says, caring for a healthy CF child can take 1 to 2 hours a day. My brother, he has to take around 30 to 40 pills a day just to stay healthy. My mom is one of the reasons why my brother is so healthy today. She's kept up with his treatments, she organizes his pills, and she makes sure that he stays on schedule with all of the essential stuff he needs every day. My dad has also worked very hard to keep up with the medical expenses that come with cystic fibrosis. In an interview with my dad, he said, "Life gave us a lemon, but we made lemonade." Cystic fibrosis has been a struggle in our family, but it's also been a blessing because we see how healthy my brother is today when he's out playing sports and going to school and hanging out with his friends. Currently, my brother is very healthy, but CF does have a long-term effect in his future. Author Stenzel Byrons writes, being saved by lung transplants marked a crossroad in our lives. We have an old life, one of growing up with chronic illness, and a new life, one of opportunity and gifts we never imagined possible. Sometimes double lung transplants are the only hope a cystic fibrosis patient has in surviving. They can get so sick that their lungs begin not to work and they need a double lung transplant just to survive. There's been so many medical advancements in the last decade. Around 10 years ago, the life expectancy of a cystic fibrosis patient was around 40 at the latest. So now they live to be healthy adults. In an interview with my mom, she said that there's hope and a breakthrough because doctors have made so much progress that is now leading to a cure. There's hope that medicine and science continue to advance and progress, so there's hope for a cure in the future. In conclusion, there needs to be more awareness about CF because it's a common pediatric disease that has no cure. In the future, we hope that CF will stand for Cure Found. Cystic fibrosis impacts all areas of the patient's life, whether it's their daily lifestyle, the patient's family, or the patient's future. It's all affected. I hope this speech has given you some beneficial knowledge about cystic fibrosis. And you, the audience, you guys can help. You can go to cff.org to get involved today. Any questions?